Welcome back. It's time for a lovely little starter this time. I think it's starter 5 we're at here, which is lovely. So what do we need? Bring to me the girl who entrusts her feelings to her blade. Only then shall the door open. Yes, it's clearly Anelace. Where else would it be? Laura doesn't exist in this series yet. In the world she does, but not in the series yet. There's a difference. I shall grant you a memory fragment and my blessing. Looking forward to this, because it's Anelace. I adore her so. What's Bose? With another bar. You know, in the inverted commas. I'm liking these swooping camera angles. Interesting. Well, that's a surprise. Unless... Oh, Luglin. Is something the matter? It's not like you to walk right up to the second floor without even looking at the board and sit quietly like this. You're not feeling sick from eating too much ice cream or something, are you? Don't be silly. I'm not a kid anymore, you know, but you might be right. Could have fooled me. I swear that you were the only one who ate 3 full scoops first thing one morning and then later had to go get some stomach medicine from Spence. Maybe my memory is playing tricks on me. Let's not pretend that never happened, okay? Besides, that was back when I was a junior bracer. That was forever ago. It was last week, wasn't it? I learned my lesson after that, I swear. Now I never have more than 1 scoop each morning. You're not supposed to have ice cream in the morning at all, you know. Well, no matter. So, what have you been doing up here all this time, anyway? Oh, right. Well, you see, I got a letter from my puppy, who lives a long way away this morning. Really now? It's a swordsman, if I recall, isn't it? Yep, he's an instructor. He's real famous among swords practitioners, actually. Yun K5 of the 8 Leaves One Blade School? No idea. No idea who that is. Ah, yeah, that's the one. I was familiar with the name even before meeting you, but I was quite surprised to find out you were his granddaughter. Didn't he used to live here in Liberl? I'm surprised you know about that. Can't say I have any memories of when he was here, though. It was around when I was born, so how could I? That long ago, I see. How's he doing? Well? Yes, he's got a new pupil with black hair, it's weird. Judging by his letter, yeah, he's doing fine. I haven't had the chance to meet him in person for about a year now. Last time we had the chance to spar, felt like he was totally babying me, even though he's like 70. He really must be skilled to be treating an active bracer that way. Huh? What's with a sudden serious face? Oh, it's nothing all that major, but I've been wondering something for a while. Why do you stay here when you could join him? Sorry, I'm lost. It's just that you're aiming to improve your swordsmanship, aren't you? Feels like if you have a grandfather like that, the fastest way to do that would be to go with him and polish your skills at his side. Maybe with that young new apprentice that he's had recently. You know, the one with the black hair that you told me about. That's, well... I suppose it's not my place to be telling you what may or may not be best for you. Sorry, Anelace, you didn't pay any attention to an old man like me. No, that's not true at all. I really appreciate your advice, so please, don't think it's not your place to give it. I can definitely see where you're coming from on this. I do have my reasons for being here and all. Just a little difficult to explain. Oh? I do want to learn more about swordsmanship and swords in general. So in that sense, you're right that continuing to train under Papi would be both the best and fastest course of action. That's not all I want to do with my life. I want at least as much, if not more, to know more about what it means to be a bracer. It's a case of wanting to learn more about swordsmanship as a bracer, rather than a swordsman. That makes sense. Am I even doing a good job of explaining this? No. I guess just that. No, you're not. You're doing a terrible job. Try again. I think I see where you're coming from now, actually. Besides, Papi once told me that he taught me all of the technical side of swordsmanship, forms, crafts, and all that kind of stuff already. Whether I can master them or not is all down to me now. So in a sense, I feel like there's no specific need for me to train under him nowadays. Of course, whether I'm really advancing in my swordsmanship now is another issue entirely. I wish I could say for sure I was, but... I see. What's with the silent treatment all of a sudden? Oh, it's nothing. You're just not really one for these kinds of serious discussions, so I was impressed to see you were actually even capable of them. Hey, I am so capable. Besides, you were the one who kind of pushed me into talking about all this stuff first. I'm glad I did though, too, yes? Anyway, getting back to the point. What did the letter even say anyway? Oh, alright. Well, as surprising as it is, it says that I should go and see Cassius Bright. Cassius? The one and only? Yep, that's right. Supposedly Papi was invited by the Royal Army to be a guest instructor at some point a long time ago. That's when he trained Cassius too. So ever since then, they've had this kind of student-master relationship with one another. Cassius even went out of his way to go and see him 10 years ago when he decided to stop using a sword too. 10 years ago? I'll put that around the time when he left the army and became a bracer then. What exactly prompted him to tell you to go visit Cassius now, though? Well, I guess he only just recently found out that Cassius has returned to the army. So now he's wondering if he might take this opportunity to take up the sword again. I was wondering where in the timeline we actually were, so makes sense now based on what's happening with Cassius. I gotcha. I want you to go and ask for him. And let him know what he says, yeah. I see. People really do end up connected in the strangest places and the funniest ways. Yes. Yes, they do. Tell me about it. Anyway, that being said, I kind of have a favor to ask. You want time off, I assume? Well, who am I to say no? You've got a good cause to have it. I can even get in touch with the army and set up a meeting with Cassius if you want. Really? Really? Go along and get the truth to your grandfather, that truth that your grandfather wants from him. But in return, I want you to take care of every single one of the monster extermination requests on the board first. Every single one? Are there like 5 of them right now? Sure, but the monsters in this area will be no trouble at all for you as you are now. That'd be less of a problem if Grant were around, but I had to lend him to the guild over in Rouen, and he's still not back. Gonna have to pick up the slack here in his place, especially if you want time off. Okay. Three days later. Well, the Leiston Fortress. Phew, finally here. Right on time too. Okay, let's go bug Cassius. Can I help you? Well, I'm Anelace Elfried, a bracer with the guild. I've come to meet with Brigadier General Bright. I see. I believe we've been expecting you. I'll pass on that you've arrived, then. You might have to wait a little while before you can meet with the general, though, I'm afraid. Huh? Why are you afraid? I'm not that scary, am I? I'm right here. I'm right on time. Did something throw his schedule off? Something must have. I can't pretend to know much more than that, than you do. The general is a very busy man. It's not at all unusual for things like this to happen. Anyway, like I said, I'll pass on that you've arrived, but I have to ask you to wait out here for a while. Sure, no problem. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. I enjoy the music. This is taking ages. I hope the meeting isn't going to end up getting cancelled or something. I really don't want to have to come all this way for nothing. I suppose I can meet with Cassius. I could at least go shopping in Gransel. They should probably be getting the new lineup of stuffed toys around now. I wonder which one I should get. Maybe the bear or a crocodile once in a while would be nice. Excuse me, young lady. You're speaking out loud. The General can meet with you now. Really? Good day, sir. Thank you. And you must be Anelace, I assume. Yes, I am. Welcome to Leiston Fortress. The General is waiting, please. Follow me. Oh, thank goodness. I seriously thought I was going to have to go home without getting to see him. I'm terribly sorry for the wait. Well, please follow me. You've got it, sir. Da, da, da. I brought your visitor, sir. Very good. You may return to your duties. Thank you, sir. I have duties? I'm really sorry about the delay there, Anelace. Oh, don't be. I'm more thankful you took the time out of your busy schedule to speak with me at all. This is the least I could do for someone from my old line of work. It's been a while since we last met, though, hasn't it? You've become a seasoned veteran before I knew it. I'd certainly like to think I have. I can't have Estelle soar ahead of me while she's abroad, can I? This is just what rivals do. So they do. I'll be looking forward to seeing just how much stronger the two of you can become. You won't be disappointed. Getting to the point. I was pleased to hear that old Master K5 is still in good health. I believe it was because of him that you came here today. Yes, that's right. I didn't realize you were an acquaintance of his before this. I certainly am. In short, he's the man who taught me the way of the sword. That was over 20 years ago by this point. First time we met was when I was back at the military academy. So I studied under him. Under him. I still remember the harsh training sessions he gave me here at Leiston, like they were yesterday. Really? Is there any special reason you... Okay. Is there any special reason you didn't say you knew him before? You knew I was his granddaughter, didn't you? I did. By the time I first met you, I had long given up the path of the sword. It didn't feel appropriate in my eyes to act as if I was a student in his... Oh, I was his student in light of that. Yes. Oh, gotcha. I haven't seen him in about 10 years, I think. He does write to me on occasion, but how is he these days? Does he still have the same old vim and vigor? Yep. He really doesn't act his age at all. Still, you'll let me get right to the point. The reason I came here is to continue the discussion he had with you 10 years ago. Oh? To tell you the truth, Pappy still laments the fact that you left the path of the sword. That was why he wrote to me when he heard you returned to the army. Wondered whether your returning to the military may mean you're also ready to pick up a sword again. So this is it. He'd like to know directly from you how you feel. I see. Oh, it's a great honor that after so many years, he still cares so much about an inexperienced and utterly lacking swordsman like me. And yet I'm afraid my answer is that I still have no intention of taking up a blade again. Can I ask you why? You certainly can. But I'm not sure how to put my answer. This has always been on my mind too. Always wondered what would prompt someone so skilled with a sword that they even gain the title Divine Blade and leave it all behind. I don't mean to make light of your skill with your staff or say it's inferior. Nothing like that. It's just hard to wrap my head around why you did what you did. And there's a little part of me that can't accept it either. Especially now that you've returned to the army. Why can't you return to being a swordsman? Unless you believe that the staff is stronger than the sword after all? No, not at all. I just believe a staff to be more a fitting weapon for me as I am now. Staves are a symbol of protection, which are used for keeping enemies at bay than leaving them through. You say that as if swords are good for... You say that as if all swords are good for is cutting and killing. It's not true. I fight because I want to protect things just like you do. As a swordsman, as a bracer, and as myself. You telling me the swordsmanship Happy taught me isn't going to let me do that? I'm sorry, I didn't ask for you to take time out of your day so I could come and shout at you. But I can't accept what you're saying. Up until all of what happened here in Liberl, I'd never felt any doubts that swordsmanship was the right path for me. In the end, all of what happened just served to remind me of how powerless I really am. And now I feel like no matter how hard I try, I'll always be a rookie. I'll never be strong enough to do what I want to do. Now I see. Perhaps this is fate. The choice of Steins Gate. I see Master K Fire hasn't changed one bit. It's the same firecracker he always was. What do you mean? I'm afraid as I am now, I'm not able to answer the question you're asking me. But I know someone else who can. Oh? It's just the firing squad taking out some of the Ouroboros Jaegers that they captured. What's he planning to do out here? Anyone to know who he called to? Ah, there you are. Are you all ready to begin? Indeed I am. Never expected to have to wear this uniform again, though. Especially not so soon. Just think you enjoyed messing with people. I'm not doing it to bully you. As well as I do, your usual work clothes aren't well suited for this kind of thing. You're Colonel Richard. I realize this may sound a little silly coming from a man wearing this uniform, but I'm no longer a colonel, young lady. Sorry. So, Mr. Richard then, or Alan. You can call me whatever you wish. Though no need for the Mr. Meanwhile, I believe you are Anelace, a senior bracer with the guild. You know me? I'm not the former commander of the intelligence division for nothing. I know about all of the bracers in this country. I see. How did you end up being here? Actually, Richard was who I was meeting just before I spoke with you. Really? In short, I've decided to start up a new research company as a civilian. So while I may not be part of the army anymore, I could definitely see myself continuing to work with it in the future. So I decided to come here in order to discuss the matter with Cassius in hopes of maintaining a good relationship between us in the future. Oh, I get it now. Wait. Is the person you mentioned earlier? That's right. I want the two of you to fight one another. Wait a second. This is all a bit sudden, isn't it? Especially if I'm going to be fighting the famous Colonel Richard. Is that so? You don't want to know the answer to the question you asked me earlier, then? I believe any doubts you have towards swordsmanship can only be dispelled through using it. Focus not on whether you win or lose, but on pouring all you have into the battle, and you should find the answers you seek. Alright then. I'm not sure I'll make much of an opponent, but I'll do what I can. It's not every day one has the chance to test their skills against a relative of the Eight Leaves School's founder. I'm eager to see what you can do. Begin. Right. Lost maybe? Or got any more info on this guy? Nothing really. 258, okay.
Think you're clever.
Miss straight out with your S-craft. Goddamn S-craft spammers, I don't like them. Don't like them. Go with the 3K. Pachwang? I don't have anything that can buff me, really. Cannon bomb. And I got my thing that lowers my defense. I suppose that's worthwhile doing. Just warming up after all. I'm hoping like a crit comes around or something like that. Doubt it will though. Being a meanie. Where'd he go? From Anelace's perspective, that. He was there in front of me a minute ago. Is there any other buffs I can do at this point? You got 80 delay, it's probably worthwhile doing that in future, but at the moment I feel like it's probably best we go with a normal attack, but like that. Right, normal attacks now. Don't want to do that again. Can build up to the 200. It's that sort of like, I want to build up to the 200, but I also want to do the 80 delay. Oh, crap. Didn't expect him to do that. Ow, 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 ow. I was gonna heal the next turn as well. I should have known I'd stand no chance. I'm amazed by just how well you did fight, though. Alright, the victory is decided. Sheathe your blades. So, Anelace, how did his swordsmanship appear to you? He cheated, he used his ram powder. Well, he fights using the 8-leaf school's 5th form, Morning Moon. He's made a few changes to the standard form, but it's largely a style based around sword drawing techniques. Well, okay, I noticed a bit more than just the technical details like that. What did you notice? One thing I realized while fighting him. Richard swings his sword as perfectly synchronized to my breathing. The second I go on the offensive, he reacts without fail. In that sense, it feels like his swordsmanship is much more defensive than offensive, I suppose. That defensive stance matches perfectly with the form he uses in combat, and the result is very natural, very powerful swordsmanship. What I can't work out is why you're so focused on fighting defensively to begin with. I mean, I assume it's because you want to protect something, but what? Anelace. Yes? I wield a sword for but one single reason. That reason is to protect this country. Oh. Everyone has at least something that they wish to protect in this world. Perhaps that is a person, such as their family or loved ones. Perhaps it is a belief or ideology that they hold dear. And just as the things we seek to protect are different, so too are the ways we choose to do it. In my case, the way I chose to protect what I care about Just happens to perfectly suit the defensive swordsmanship you noticed. But I can only imagine how comical it must sound to hear a criminal who threatened this nation talk about wanting to protect it. Well, not really. Richard, you... Please don't say anything, General. Her Majesty may have chosen to pardon me for what I did, but that doesn't make those crimes simply disappear. Still, just as you desire to protect Liberl, What? Just as your desire to protect Liberl remained even after leaving the army, I completely turned my back on mine. It was so that I could do so that I resolved to leave the army even. It was? You see, Anelace, to me one's position in life is just a means to an end, a way in which to achieve whatever you wish to do. And that's true for one's choice of weapon as well. Do you agree? Well, what's important isn't what weapon you choose, but what you use to do with it. What inspires you to take it up and use it to fight. The reason I chose to put my sword aside and take up a staff is those feelings had changed. That is all. Anelace, any more thoughts? I should just use my sword in the way that best fits me to do what I want. That's what you're trying to say, right? Sure is. You beat me to it. You're Master K5's granddaughter, all right. Very quick to catch on to things. I'm just as quick as forgetting things, though, too. But I finally get where you're coming from. Really? I'm happy to hear that. Could I ask you to pass my answer on to Master K5, then? Consider it done. I'm sure he'll understand. Feel I've learned a lot today from having the opportunity to face off against you. I do hope I have the chance again one day. So do I. You both have to make sure you don't neglect your training then. Of course. Don't dream of giving it any less than 100%. Really? Sounds like that was quite the fruitful experience. It sure was. I'm guessing this was Puppy's plan all along. Knew exactly what would happen if I went to ask Cassius what I did, and that's why he asked. I must have sounded a little unsure of myself in the last letter I wrote him. I see, like master, like pupil. Incidentally, while I hate to spring this on you before you even had a chance to settle back in, a lot of work built up while you were away. There's even a request from the mayor too, so I really need you to get right on it all. If anything, you should be grateful. All this work will give you a chance to refine your skills with that new mindset of yours, won't it? That's one way of looking at it, sure. Oh dear. So, Puppy. Well, I bet you knew all along, it looks like Cassius has no intentions of taking up the way of the sword ever again. But thanks to seeing him, I ended up being given a chance to re-examine my own swordsmanship. Up until now, but it was all about getting stronger or faster. Things like that. But now I finally realized that what's far more important than either of those things, why you take up your sword in the first place. Your feelings. I feel like now I finally understand why I was never able to defeat you. No matter how many times we fought. Might not be the best student in the world, but I'll keep giving my training all I've got. Love, Anelace. Aw, she's adorable. Side story. Swordsmanship. Finished. Well, that was quite enjoyable, wasn't it? Right, so we're obviously done for this part. In the next part, we'll go off and do another door. So see you then. Ta-ta for now.